So I was diagnosed this summer before my senior year of high school. I just went in for my physical. They were like, oh, I think you should get this checked out. So then I went to an orthopedic doctor and then he was like, you have scoliosis. I ran cross country and track and I just got so injured, never got injured before, and all of a sudden couldn't run. And then after high school, when I started college, kind of stopped running as much, so stopped going anywhere. Then the second I started running again, immediately just got hip, knee, all of those injuries just from being imbalanced. Then that led me back to massage people, who then led me to a chiropractor. So I just got the x-ray and he was like, okay, you've gotten, I think it was 15 degrees worse in 5 years. So if you do the math on that, it's not a good trajectory. So he was like, I know someone in Florida, you should check them out. And it was this place.
This intensive treatment is what sparks the rest of the program. And with somebody like Paxton, who wore previously a brace, and for me to recommend a brace now, it can be sometimes disheartening because I already did that once and why do I need to do it again? But what's different here is that the braces that we provide are more than just trying to provide a support structure. They're actually used as a corrective tool to help reduce the curve, to actually get a better structure or actually a reduced curve as a result of treatment. So it's a completely different concept. The great news is that somebody like her, when we can reduce the curve, we know we can wean them out of this brace, and they won't be in this brace very long, but we want to use it as a corrective tool initially to get the change. And for Paxton, when she was able to see that change, I think she was able to embrace the fact that, hey, I know this is going to work.
When I came and everyone's so upbeat and everyone has a good attitude about it, super encouraging. And just as excited as you are. They're always oh, are you so excited to see your x-rays? And when you get adjusted, they're great job.
One thing that we know about scoliosis is that it not only is a structural thing, but it affects neurology. And what I mean by neurology is that if you have a spine that's curved, your center point of what you think is straight and forward is not really what's straight and forward because you've had a curved spine for so long. So it affects something we call proprioception, where your body thinks it is in space. So the way we test that is we do a closed-eyed marching test, and we find a lot of times scoliosis patients will bend or turn towards their dominant curve. As we reduce those curves, we make their spine straighter, they can reorient themselves in space, and they find that as we retest them, they do these marching tests and they stay straight. And this is exactly what happened to Paxton. So what that means is now her body identifies where neutral is, where straight is. Now, what does this mean for her? This means any type of activity that she's doing, she's gonna have a better way of functioning through that activity because she knows her body can now recognize neutral and where straight is, running or any exercise or any activity. It's gonna be easier and more functional for her to perform those activities now.
I'm excited for just things like that, just getting more balanced. I don't know if I thought I would get as good of results, but I think 10 degrees in 2 weeks is pretty good.